Welcome back, all you wonderful Rise of Kingdoms players. This is Dragothien here, and today I've got another rock video for you. This one is going to blow your socks off. This is going to change the game. It's going to change the way that the game is played going forward, your enjoyment of it, all of those things. This is going to be a video about KVK changes that hopefully should be and pretty much are coming, okay? Now, nothing's confirmed, nothing's verified. I don't have any inside information as a sponsored content creator for Rise of Kingdoms. The photos I'm about to show you are photos that are out there for the public. People have attended these events publicly. I've seen these on multiple Discords, and I wanted to bring these to you because this is going to be something that is going to change the way that you play KVK in this game. I know there's been a lot of turmoil, a lot of opinions about how KVK should be done. I myself have asked that they flip-flop the KVK modes and have light versus darkness for the first two KVKs, and then the regular old original KVK for all the next ones, because the first two should, in my opinion, be still growth KVKs with the way that the kingdoms are growing, and it's so quick to go into KVK now with the new kingdoms. You see behind me, Kingdom 916. We've got less than a month to go into KVK here, KVK 1. So I put a lot of money into this account, but usually this is not the average. So what you'll see on a normal KVK is you'll see 5 million, 3 million, 10 million power players going head-to-head on the field against each other. And with the old mode, that is devastating to the growth of an account, especially if you're a fighter like I am. So light versus darkness, on the other hand, the majority of that mode is, in fact, farming and growing your account and leveling up your commanders and doing all the different events inside of light versus darkness and getting the points for your side and things like that. And really a small portion is about fighting. So to me, that was the fix. Well, this fix that I'm about to tell you about is even better. It's an even better fix because it allows you to do a couple things. Let me pop the screenshots up. Again, these are out there, and once I had heard about them, I really just wanted to bring them to you guys. I think you guys need to hear this. I think you need to see these things because this is what's coming in the game, or at least I believe this is what's coming. We're going to talk a little bit about it on the video today, and then certainly on Sippin Saturday tomorrow, which is, again, my birthday. My birthday's tomorrow, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on my birthday on Sippin Saturday. So the first photo, okay, this is at a conference for the developers, all right? And I believe this was an open conference for, investors or high spenders into the game, and then developers themselves and things like that. As you can see on the screen in the background, there's three different graphics. The left side, the left graphic, is clearly the light versus darkness graphic for KVK. The second one looks to be your normal KVK, like the ones you have at the first two, where it's just the normal Ziggurat, Lost Temple, Crusade kind of thing, where you go in and you have the full fighting experience from start to finish. And then the third one looks to be a new KVK mode, and we can do a little bit of speculating on that on this video and in the comment section below as well. But look at the very top. It says select scenario. It says select scenario. So to me, what you'll be able to do is you will be able to pick which KVK you would like to do. So I believe this is going to be a king function, would be my guess. And I guess the idea would be that when KVK starts, there'll be a pre-countdown like the 50 countdowns we already have, right? In a countdown, you'll have the option to pick light versus darkness. You can pick the Crusade version, the original version, the OG KVK, which everybody loves and hates to lose, and go into KVK 3, which is light versus darkness. And then I guess there's going to be a third option here where you're going to have a different type of KVK as well. I'm assuming there'll be a different map. I'm assuming there's going to be a different mode. This is going to change the way KVK is played, clearly, right? Like this is completely different, but it gives you the choice. It gives you the capability to go ahead and play the way you want to play. If you want to have the older mode where it's more fun, more fighting, all that good stuff, go for it. If you want to go into more of a farming KVK, your kingdom got devastated in the last KVK in the Crusade, and you need to build up some more, go into the light versus darkness KVK. That way your kingdom has more time to build back up, get the troops up, get the resources up, things like that. Now, another shot that I'm going to show you here is the next screen. If you were to select one of those options, it looks something like this. So it looks like this option was the second option, so the OG KVK, the Crusade KVK. And it tells you how long the KVK is on the left side there. It looks like 60 to 68 days. It's a little fuzzy. Then it looks like the middle one, maybe the number of kingdoms. So instead of it being 8 kingdoms, maybe it's only 4 kingdoms is kind of what it looks like. Again, it's a little fuzzy, a little grainy, but we have to kind of go with what we have to go with. And then the third one might be the reward. Maybe that's a Charlemagne sculpture as possibility is what it is. I can't really tell anything else other than that. And then below that, you can see you have the rewards. So gold sculptures, stars, it looks like some speed ups there, or maybe a Charlemagne sculpture there, gold keys, resource packs. It tells you everything. So you can pick. And I think this is what's going to happen is you can pick, and they're going to adjust the way that these KVKs are done to make them more instance-based instead of them being such a huge sink of resources. And because, I mean, really, if you're playing this game for as long as I have been and the intensity level that I have been, right, and all of you I know have been doing the same thing, you kind of have to pick, right? Like if you really want to be a top tier Osiris League Kingdom/Alliance, you need to kind of pick because you need to save those troops for Alliance, for Osiris League. Like you have to. If you don't, you're going to be spending a lot of money into the game. So either way, one of the two, right? Or you can be a KVK kingdom where all you're doing is prepping for KVK. You're organizing the kingdom that way, spreading out some of the buffs a little more than, say, if you wanted to have those buffs for, preparations and training for Osiris and things like that. Like there's a ton of different things that you need to be doing differently if you're just really focusing in on Osiris League versus KVK. So this may give you the ability to kind of do both and not have to worry about necessarily specializing as much. And again, I think this is really cool. It doesn't pigeonhole you into a particular KVK. You can pick. And if it was up to me, right, leading a kingdom, right, I personally would, and this is maybe not the most fun way, but it's probably the smartest way, is to alternate KVKs. So go into, the OG original, the fun KVK, right? The one where all the fighting takes place, a lot more strategy is involved, and it's a bigger platform, right, where you have more flexibility. There's room to deal with backstabbing and things like that. That's my envision of best KVK. So go into that one, right, and say it's devastating. Say you won, right, but you went down on troops like crazy. You lost a bunch of resources. You had a couple people migrate out. Maybe the next KVK you want to go into light versus darkness. Give yourself some time to go ahead and recoup some of that loss and give yourself a little bit more of a buffer and just alternate. So just have a really solid hard KVK, then have a KVK that's kind of like a build-up KVK where, you can go in and have some fun, but really Kingsland in Light versus Darkness is kind of a drop in the bucket compared to the original KVK. So, you don't have to necessarily burn 5 million troops or 3 million troops in Light versus Darkness versus, say, the regular KVK where it may actually make sense for you to do that, like I've done a couple times. So that's what I would do as a king. That's probably the smart play to do for the kingdom. Now, if you just want to have fun all the time, you can just go OG KVK nonstop. Now, let's talk about the third KVK. Okay, so let's get that graphic back up. The third KVK, I can't really make out too much on the graphic itself. It looks like there's a commander on the middle there, maybe a mountaintop of some kind. I can't really tell exactly what's going on there, but I've had some discussions with people that I trust, and I wonder if it's something to do with Imperium. So, we obviously know that Imperium kingdoms are a little rough right now, right? Like to be an Imperium kingdom, it's kind of like a step back, even though it means you're one of the strongest kingdoms in the kingdom, the game, right? But it's very limiting. Like you can't do a whole lot. Like after that, you really have to start bringing in people that are 35 mil and under and developing them, which is always a good thing, right? But if you've got somebody who you've been playing with for a while and they want to come over, you have to use one of your special teleports. And if you've already used that, then you've got to wait. And, it's a lot, right? There's a lot of different rules that are imposed on an Imperium kingdom versus a normal kingdom. So what I'm thinking is this third one is for Imperium kingdoms. Maybe the rewards are insane. Maybe this is going to have equipment, commanders, all kinds of goodies for rewards for these KVKs, and maybe it'll be a 1 versus 1 dueling KVK. So if it's Imperium versus Imperium, 1 versus 1 KVK, where it only lasts 2 or 3 weeks, and there's only a few zones that you have to flag into, or again, it could be a 4 versus 4 or a 2 versus 2, but the map is smaller, and again, it's just Imperiums, and that gives access to the bigger rewards. All of these things are really good ideas. I think that it could be any of those things. To me, this is a game changer for KVK, a game changer for the game, and something I think that everyone that enjoys this game and enjoys the KVK mode will absolutely love. This is, assuming it goes in the way that I've just described, well done to the developers for coming up with something like this, because honestly, my fix that I had, again, was Light versus Darkness for the first two, and then original KVK going forward. I think that's a pretty good fix. This is even better because it gives every kingdom the chance to pick which one they want to go with. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one. Take care.